Good evening. Welcome to the forecast discussion for January 17th, 2014. It's currently 4:30 p.m. Temperatures range from the mid to upper 30s over the interior and lower to mid 40s just north and west of the major cities, mid to upper 40s right along the coast. Temperatures tonight are going to be falling off rather nicely into the upper 20s to lower 30s over the interior and lower to mid 30s along the coast as an area low pressure approaches the region with the potential for scattered snow showers by tomorrow morning, and some of those snow showers could be a little bit heavy on the heavy side. Looking for maybe an inch or two of snow accumulation throughout the region as this disturbance approaches the region. On the latest radar, you can see this disturbance is, well, not the most organized, but it certainly is very dynamic in nature. So you can see that as this precipitation shifts from the Ohio River Valley towards the mid-Atlantic coast, we'll see scattered snow showers develop throughout the region, becoming widespread by mid-morning tomorrow, producing some minor accumulations in some slick roadways. Looking for anywhere from a trace to 2 inches at most. There could be an isolated 3-inch amount, but I think that's going to be more towards the interior over far northern Connecticut and as you head into New England as an area low pressure develops over the New Jersey coastal waters. On the latest infrared satellite picture, you can see that low pressure system developing very nicely over the Ohio River Valley. It's a relatively weak low pressure system. The primary threat here is going to be the dynamic nature of the upper level disturbance producing the scattered snow showers and the introduction of polar air. This is not Arctic air yet, just polar air. So you're going to definitely notice the difference with high temperatures tomorrow afternoon in the mid 30s along the coast and lower to mid 30s over the interior, but it's not an Arctic air mass in any way, shape, or form. In fact, once this low pressure system exits, we'll warm up just a little bit on Sunday with temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s for highs, low temperatures in the lower to mid 20s, pretty much average for this time of year. And then on Monday, we warm up into the mid 40s throughout the entire region ahead of a true Arctic cold front. Let's take a look at the water vapor satellite picture because I want to make a very important point about the upcoming weather pattern. One aspect I really want you to keep an eye on is what's happening here to the west of Mexico. Why is this important? Well, there's a lot of people running around saying that this is going to be a very cold and dry weather pattern. Initially, they're right. However, as we move into next week, this aspect of the atmosphere, called a subtropical jet stream, is not being forecasted very well in the model guidance. Okay, when you use model guidance, what you do, you look at the model guidance and you compare it to what's actually happening. It's called observations. Now, a lot of people, they just look at the model and say, okay, the model's showing this, therefore I'll forecast that. The problem with that is that even the mighty European model guidance, which a lot of meteorologists like myself tend to trust, it still can miss some of the finer details. This is a little bit more than a finer detail. This right here is a moisture-loaded subtropical jet stream that is starting to build, that's starting to redevelop, and that is taking a driving force. And you can notice the slight trends here. Notice how the moisture is starting to basically break into this dry pocket of air that is keeping our weather pattern relatively benign. Cold, sure, or colder, definitely by the middle of this coming week, but not exactly all that impressive as far as storm impacts. And the reason why is because the subtropical jet stream is pretty much shut down with all this dry air. But you can see that's starting to give way, and once it does, it's just going to send disturbance after disturbance over the southern tier and then up the east coast as we move towards the end of this month. So don't let your guard down, because the upcoming weather pattern that we're going to be seeing not only will feature Arctic cold air, but also an increase in the potential for winter storms. As far as the potential for this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, a lot of the models have backed off on that threat, keeping the overall setup off of the mid-Atlantic coast, far enough off to only produce a few scattered snow showers. Be very careful with that forecast. We've seen time and time again how these polar and Arctic disturbances are under forecasted, and that's pretty much the whole override theme here. Is that by the time the disturbance reached the mid-Atlantic coast, the low pressure system hasn't really developed yet. It does develop when it's out in the Atlantic, and it develops rapidly. Again, the question is all about timing. Again, I'm not calling for a significant heavy snowfall, but we have to keep an eye on a light to moderate snowfall threat Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, especially during rush hour traffic. Something to just keep an eye on. So I'm going to keep it in the forecast for now and see how the overall pattern develops as we get a better feel and read on these disturbances diving south from the Canadian plains into the mid-Atlantic coast. Now remember, this disturbance that's moving through tomorrow that's going to produce periods of scattered snow showers, well, it was forecasted to basically have a dry passage over the region. So again, something to keep an eye on as these disturbances could be a little bit more dynamic than what is being currently forecasted. So we're going to use the European model guides from the Penn State UWall website. Again, for this evening, we're going to have this low pressure system approach the region. By tomorrow morning, that low pressure system is over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, producing scattered snow showers. Again, not a heavy snowfall event, but could produce a trace to 2 inches of snow. And then as this low pressure system lifts north and east towards New England, it will rapidly develop and could produce a moderate snowfall, period of moderate snowfall over southeastern New England moving forward. Nothing significant though. Then, most of the day on Sunday, high pressure in control. Temperatures again ranging from the lower to mid 20s for lows and upper 30s to lower 40s for highs. Monday, we warm up nicely with an Arctic cold front approaching the region. Ahead of that Arctic cold front, temperatures will warm up into the mid 40s. Don't get used to it though. These high temperatures will quickly fall off into the 40s and 30s by the time you get into the evening hours, and lower 20s by the time we get towards rush hour as the Arctic cold air builds in. Now, what we're going to be watching again is on Tuesday morning. Now, see this disturbance right here? Previously, this was a little bit stronger. So that by the time we got to Wednesday morning, well, it was a little bit more defined. Now, the model guys are still trying to force a negative tilt with the trough. And you can see on the surface map, it does produce a rapidly developing low pressure system, but it's too far to the east. It develops too late. So as a result, we really don't see much in the way of precipitation aside from a few scattered snow showers and a period of light snow. However, if this is a little bit stronger, a little bit more dynamic, and you got a frontal boundary here as cold air is building in on Tuesday, with Tuesday's temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s for lows and lower to mid 20s for highs, well, it doesn't take much in terms of an imagination to produce the potential for a moderate snowfall. So we're going to have to watch this area right here of moisture. See it on the 700 millibars and 850 millibar forecast map here, and see if anything actually spawns out of this disturbance and whether it's stronger than what's actually forecasted. By Wednesday afternoon, anything that does develop will be well out into the Atlantic with clearing skies Wednesday afternoon and evening. Temperatures, though, will be very cold, looking at single digits to lower teens for lows and upper teens to lower 20s for highs. Another disturbance will approach on Wednesday night into Thursday morning with additional snow showers. And notice we have a slew of other disturbances approaching with the polar and Arctic jet stream diving south. And these disturbances mean business with the potential for widespread scattered snow showers in a period of light, possibly even moderate snow once again with these low pressure systems. Again, they're compact, dynamic, potentially impressive areas of low pressure that will be capable of producing a light to moderate snowfall and a quick hit that could catch you off guard. So just be mindful of these low pressure systems. Again, temperatures remaining well below normal, looking at single digits to lower teens for lows and mid to upper 20s for highs along the coast on Thursday, upper teens to lower 20s over the interior. And then on Friday, again, high pressure is going to be in control with temperatures in the mid-teens for lows and mid to upper 20s for highs, still well below normal. And if we want to look a little bit beyond that point, The 10 days after our polar vortex drops south, it gets brutally cold throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area the weekend before the Super Bowl. With this aspect right here is really important. If this polar vortex sets up right around southeastern Quebec and towards the Canadian Maritimes, that leads to a very strong ridge over Greenland. This is what you call a negative NAO pattern, which means now, remember I showed in the water vapor, you have blocking set up over the northwestern Atlantic with plenty of cold air in place, and you have little disturbances starting to get themselves organized with the subtropical jet stream, and that, ladies and gentlemen, could spell trouble. So it's something we're definitely going to have to watch as we move forward over the next several days and weeks to come. As always, thank you for watching this video. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.